Hello, today we are going to be doing a monochromatic painting. We're going to be painting the cabin. We're going to be helping Wes with the techniques, and so if you want to learn a monochromatic painting, it's a one color painting.
And with a paintbrush, it'll be pretty cool.
And that's what we'll be painting right there. His color of choice is burnt umber. It's a dark brown. I asked them to do a dark color because we want to get a full range of lights to darks. We're only going to be using technically one color. We'll be using white to get the lighter, and you can use the complementary color to get a darker color, but if we're going to start with the color that's already naturally dark, so I don't think we'll have to get into that real dark range. And so Wes chose burnt umber for his color, and I believe I'm going to choose Payne's Gray for my color.
What color's Payne's Gray?
Payne's Gray is, I use Payne's Gray a lot to tone down my paintings so they're not so colorful, and it actually sometimes it makes it more realistic. But Payne's Gray is it's like a bluish, more of a blue-gray. So, and it's real, it starts with a natural dark color, so you don't have to use the complementary color to get real dark because it's already dark. If you're going to start with yellow or orange or something, then you would want like a complementary color to get that real dark range. But we're starting with a dark color on its own, so we'll see what happens. So I'm going to do Payne's Gray. You see that? Mm-hmm. And Wes is going to use burnt umber. It's kind of a dark reddish brown. Mm-hmm. Sort of reddish. Ready, Wes?
Yeah.
Okay, we have our palette ready, and so we're going to paint this cabin that we came up by surprise. So there's,
looks great.
Kind of at an angle. If you look closely, it's not right. It's not facing right at you, so it's going to be pretty cool. So, okay, so we're getting our paintbrush damp, and we are. So just kind of cover your paintbrush. I mean, just kind of get some surface on there, okay, and just a little bit looser, where you have some water, like this, Wes. See, like, so you have some water and just kind of like this, okay? Okay, ready? Yeah, that's good. So right now we're just going to have like a real light wash, okay? Because just like a real. I always start on the top corner. I don't know why, you don't have to, but I just kind of give it a kind of a wash, just so that it's not just white, okay?
Just like,
but yeah. So now we have a clear, like we just colored our whole canvas, so we don't have a white canvas, see? And now we're gonna start our guidelines. Our guidelines. So from the top to the bottom and the sides, and it's kind of at an angle. It's not right facing at you, so I kind of had guidelines of where the angle of the top of the roof is. It comes down here, which is matches the top of the window here, which I haven't painted. So, but I'm using the flat brush as my textures to get the shapes of these stones. See, get the shapes of these stones. I can use the flat brush to get the shapes of them, so it's kind of cool. So of the flat brush, and to get the shapes of the stones in, okay? I kind of use the flat brush to get shapes of the stones. See this?
yeah.
Okay. See, I have more paint and wet on my brush, okay? And I'm using that to get the shapes of the stones, okay?
Okay.
So now we're drawing with the paintbrush. We got the values in, pretty much the guidelines in. We are shaping each stone, because each stone is a different shape. See? Each window's a different shape. It's all kind of rustic, but it does have structure. And so I'm showing Wes to, like you would with the pencil, you know, you make areas that look dark, dark, areas that look light, bring it lighter. I'm kind of using a watercolor method right now until we're just kind of using it as a drawing technique, really, more of a watercolor technique before we really build it up as an oil painting. So that might be another day. But so that's where we're at right now. Okay, so I am stepping back and just helping Wes with his. So we are just going, he told me that he wants to just keep it more of a watercolor, so we're not going to add white, we're not going to build it up from dark to light as a watercolor painting. We're just going to do it as a watercolor effect. So right now he's bringing in the backgrounds, you know, just kind of toning it the background to so that it's not like two planes, you know, it's just you built in the stone structure to fit in with the environment. So so Wes, can you hold it up a little? I'm kind of in the shadow.
There you go.
I'm really in the shadow. Yeah, okay, see. That's kind of cool.
If you look closely, it's kind of a bird.
Yeah, so he just kind of brought in some of the background in with the building itself and just kind of worked with the texture and the values of the stone building. So you tell me, Wes, what do you think the painting needs, and where are you going to go from here?
Well, maybe the background could use a little bit of work, like maybe the sky and maybe the ground a little bit to somehow help the overall cabin pop out more or stand out more. Although I'd kind of been doing that a little bit.
You have the sea in the back, and you have the grass, wild grass in the front, and you have kind of the sloping roof going into kind of a dark shadow to the right. You kind of have that. You kind of have that. If I was going to suggest anything, I would kind of put in maybe more detail in the ground. Where's the path? Where's the wild grass? And where's the sea? Maybe build up the wall here, right here. Build up the wall, more detail of the wall. But here you kind of have it, but kind of goes in with nature. It's just kind of, he can use artistic license or just kind of build in just what he sees. Right, Wes?
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Yeah, cool. Your lights and your darks are great. Your light is coming from the left, making this inner part of the door darker, and you follow that through the rest of the painting, which is good. Mm-hmm. And so coming in is you have the darker shades and the lighter. But if you look up at the cabin, it's built by the stones itself, and each stone is a different shape and a different size. Okay, you don't have to draw every single shape, but you give an impression of that's how it's built. I would concentrate on defining each, not each stone, but defining that each stone is a different shape, and it's its own thing. It's different size, different shape. And I wouldn't blend it more, but I would maybe define where are the stones here. If you take kind of a damp brush, just a damp brush, and just kind of define the edges. Just define the edges of where those stones are. Wow, that's cool. That's cool. What's his first painting? Thank you for following us. Please subscribe and
Thank you.
let me know if you have any questions or comments. I love to help. Thank you. Follow us next week. Okay, so I am developing my painting at the same technique as I helped Wes do with monochromatic. Only I'm developing mine as more of a oil painting. I'm bringing in the white and the thicker paint from going from dark to light and developing that. I took the Payne's gray, which was really blue in the first place, and I combined the brown, the burnt umber to create one color.